We humans have a tendency to move plants from one area to another, and this often dramatically alters environments. In the Southwest, the invasive tree tamarisk, shown in the middle of the screen, was introduced in the mid-1900s and has since become wildly successful. Tamarisk is considered a pest plant that sucks up our water and degrades habitat for animals in riparian areas that are already threatened by climate change and urbanization. But scientists argue that tamarisk can be suitable habitat, particularly for birds, which have been shown to nest in tamarisk. Still, some want to remove tamarisk, but tamarisk grows in thick, dense patches and readily resprouts when cut, making tamarisk removal extremely difficult. So a new approach was found, and it came from tamarisk's original home in China. In 2001, the tamarisk leaf beetle, shown in the upper left corner, was released into the wild to do what it does best: eat the foliage of tamarisk. Scientists cautioned that the tamarisk leaf beetle could remove suitable habitat for birds. But that was always met with the argument, why can't birds just eat the tamarisk leaf beetle? If that were true, that would mean that tamarisk would provide high-quality habitat for birds. And so that opinion stood with no real evidence to back it. So my collaborators and I set out to answer a simple question: do birds eat tamarisk leaf beetles? And in order to do this, we had to be willing to get a little dirty. In the field, we caught 2 species of birds, shown in the lower corners, and collected their feces. We also sampled the insect community to understand what the birds could be eating. In the lab, we looked at the feces under a microscope and identified all the insect parts we could. What we found was that although super abundant in the environment, the tamarisk leaf beetle only made up 10% of the diet. So we concluded that the tamarisk leaf beetle was not an important food source for birds. But we also found something unexpected. We found that birds were eating a different insect that also fed on the foliage of tamarisk and was only described to be in the US since 2011. The tamarisk weevil, shown in the upper right corner, was uncommon in our study area. Despite being uncommon, the tamarisk weevil made up 1/3 of the birds' diets. In a 2,000 calorie human diet, that's the equivalent of 3 Snickers bars. And because the tamarisk weevil was so uncommon, this suggests that birds really like to eat the tamarisk weevil. This is the first study to show that birds eat tamarisk weevils, and means that in areas where the tamarisk weevil occurs, habitat quality of an already fragile riparian ecosystem could be increased for birds. Thank you.